Hey guys, just wanted to talk to you about rules today. And there's a lot of rules in our society. Everything we do has rules, right? If we play sports, we've got rules. If we have a job, if we go to school, there's rules there. Our family has rules, right? With our new normal with this coronavirus thing, right? We've got COVID-19 rules, right? The stay at home, wear a mask, only go out for necessities, no gatherings of 10 or more people, no school, no sports, those types of rules. We've got all kinds of rules, right? But rules aren't new. And in fact, we've got rules all the way, before the Bible has rules in it. We're familiar with the Ten Commandment rules. There's a whole lot more rules in the Bible than just those Ten Commandments. And a lot of those rules were people trying to clarify. They were trying to get accuracy in their rule following. And the people, at some point, the people became rule obsessed, actually. And eventually it seemed like they became more concerned with with the fact that the rules existed. They became more concerned with the rules themselves and following them than why the rule existed. And and that's a problem, right? But then, enter Jesus. One day Jesus is teaching, and a group of people called the Pharisees come, and they're trying to discredit Jesus. And so they try to line up this trick for him, hoping to discredit him. And basically they're saying, hey, Jesus, what's the greatest commandment? And if he were to answer, if he were to choose one, then they're going to be like, oh, but what about this other one? Isn't this also important? And their hope there being that if they can capture him in this trick, then they can discredit him. Well, Jesus recognizes the trick, but he goes anyway, and he gives them not one but two greatest commandments. Right? He gives them the first one and the second one, and basically it says he says love God, and the second one he says love people. Right? But I don't want to just give you the summary. I'm going to read it to you. It's Matthew 22 verses 36 through 40, and it says, "Teacher, which command in the law is the greatest?" And he said to them, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and most important command. The second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the people depend on these two commands." So Jesus doesn't just choose one of these. He finds it important to choose both. See, it's easy to fall into focusing on God to the exclusion of other people that God cares about too. Right? And it's also easy to focus only on people and the creation that God has made. He does not want us to worship creation. See, if we're consumed with following the rules, we're not going to grow closer to God or other people. We will view God as a judge, and who's looking to punish us, and we're going to view other people as just objects. But if we're filled with love, first for God and next for each other, it doesn't matter what the laws are, because we're going to be justified in our actions. It's when we start to compromise how much of our capacity we're willing to give to seeking and loving God and to loving and serving others that causes us to start thinking we need more rules, right? When we start to limit the capacity there and start to assign it to other things than just loving God and loving other people, that's where we get into trouble, right? Remember, God doesn't need extra rules to love you how he's supposed to. He loves you just as you are, and he loves you right where you are. And he wants you to love him back. And even though God loves you as you are, there may be something in your life that he wants you to change. Maybe it's something big, maybe it's something small. But whatever it is, that change isn't about God loving you more. It's about you being able to love God more, or others more, or maybe yourself more. God not only sees who you are, but he sees who you can be. So don't give up on who you can be. I've not given up on who you can be, and God certainly has not. Right? God loves you. Be blessed.